Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mover Mailbag. I'm Mover, cwlemoine, author of the Spectre series and the Alex Shepard series. Hope you guys are having a great week. Sorry there was no Mondays with Mover this week. Just didn't have time, but we've got some exciting things coming up. Doing some mods on the ZR1 for the next episode, so hope to be able to share that with you, and a very special trip coming up. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but going to be pretty cool in the next couple weeks. So today's episode, we've got some questions, and the first question, I can't believe I'm even answering this because it's so stupid, but I've gotten a lot of these questions, and so after the video with Splint, I thought I would go ahead and answer the question. And this comes from Agata, who says, "Hello there, greetings from Chicago. I would like to comment on your video from December 2nd, 2019 titled Flying to the Edge of Space. I personally couldn't care less whether the Earth is round, flat, or as they claim, ellipsoid in shape. Of course, as long as it doesn't impact the content of my wallet. However, I'm not sure you can see the Earth's curvature from 24,000 meters. You surely cannot see it from 36,000 as shown in this video. The flight of the Stratosphere 5/13/2017, 36,058 meters, whole flight. Note, the occasional convex and concave distortions seen on the video are caused by a wide-angle lens. When you correct for that effect, it's as flat as can be. When you think about it, it makes sense. The observer is located in the center and has an equal distance to all the points of the horizon, and as much as the altitude of 24 kilometers or 36 kilometers may seem huge, or may seem large, it's really small when compared to the diameter of the observed object. So the higher he will get, the wider his horizon will be. However, he will still see a flat plate from where he's at. Hope I wasn't as clear as mud. Let me know your thoughts. Have a wonderful evening. P.S. Did you notice how your guest didn't really answer your question? I thought this was literally, I thought the flat earth people were a joke. Like, I didn't think they really existed. But, so he says you didn't notice how your guest didn't answer your question. And I did ask that question in the interview with Splint because it was a joke.
Do you see curvature, or is it just flat and then you fall off the face of the earth? What is the definitive answer?
There I was. I flew all the way to the edge of the earth, and I looked down, and I turned back around. I didn't want to go off. No, it's definitely round, and it is comical that that's even a thing, but whatever, man. If people want to believe it and it makes them happy, then so be it.
Because I didn't really think anybody could seriously believe that the earth is flat. I don't like to call people stupid, but if you believe the earth is flat, you're an idiot. I mean, we're talking hundreds of years of knowledge that the earth is not flat. And now suddenly it's a trending thing in the social media or whatever. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. So, to answer your question, you can see the curvature of the Earth if you get above about 37,000 feet. I've seen it. Splint has seen it. He's flown much higher, and he's got pictures. And it's not the photo lens or anything like that. It's because the Earth is round. And there's a couple... let me just get to these comments, and you can see how stupid these people... I mean, it's just stupid. Yeah. Okay, so most recently from James Parker, if you didn't allow for Earth's curvature, you would fly into space, laughing my ass off. This was on my Mach 1 video. And I asked, what? And he says, you have to keep dipping the nose of the plane down to go along with the Earth's curvature. No, you don't. We fly in relation to the air. The ground, your AGL, your above ground level altitude changes based on terrain, but you're not constantly dipping the nose down to maintain level flight. You are flying at, 36,000 feet on autopilot. The nose is tracking straight. It has, it's because it's MSL. So you're above sea level. That's not how planes work. And this whole, you would fly in a space thing, so why do we have rockets? I mean, so you're telling me if I just fly straight eventually, like, how stupid can you be? This is, okay, God, okay. All right, stay calm. This big and fatty one says the earth is flat. Idiot. You're an idiot. No. That was on my DCS BFM tournament. Had nothing to do with even the earth being flat. Then on my 25 things airline pilots don't want you to know, the Swedish Viking fella says, pilots don't want you to know that they know that the earth is flat and stationary. All their training is based on that. I thought this was a joke. I actually put the little laughing smiley face because I thought he was joking. But now, having seen some of these questions, I think this dude's serious. Another idiot. Like, I just don't, I could kind of see. So people have asked why I turned the comments off on the chemtrail video. And that's because I got tired of, because we see every comment, I got tired of the constant barrage of trolls with the Dan Wingington and the I'm a liar, I'm paid by the government, blah, blah, blah. It kind of got old after a while because it's the same old tired aluminum, barium. They've got their copy and paste arguments. They're stupid. Their chemtrails are just water. They don't exist. No one's spraying chemtrails. That's, 100% guaranteed. There's no lie to it. It's just the way it is. But I don't think they are as bad as the flat earthers, because at least with chemtrails, there's some merit to the conspiracy theory in that cloud seeding is a real thing. And, at least to some degree, the idea of spraying from the air, crop dusters, aerial application, that is a real thing. So to take a small truth and to expand it into a conspiracy theory that's utterly stupid, at least that makes sense. And I don't necessarily question their intelligence. I just think they're gullible and they've fallen for a conspiracy theory. Flat earthers are just morons. You're taking something that's not even disputable and has been proven over and over again, and I don't even know where it comes from. So, yeah, he was serious that our training is based on the fact that the Earth is flat, and that's not true. Steve asked, what are your thoughts on flat earthers? Morons. Stupid. On my low-level video, so first low-level flight where I'm flying around at 200 feet in the Hornet, says, this video demonstrates the Earth is flat. Otherwise, you'd have to tip the nose of the plane down constantly to follow the curvature of the Earth. Okay, first of all, I'm doing ridge crossings at 200 feet. I am tipping the nose over to maintain nap of the earth flying over the terrain. So I don't know where you'd think that it's not, but this whole tip the nose down thing, God, why are people so stupid? Just why? And he responds, he says, by my calculations, if you were to maintain level flight at 575 knots, after an hour, your altitude would increase by over 41 miles. Interesting. What are your thoughts? You need new calculations. I don't know where, Jesus Christ. Okay, another one. This comes from Techno CSS, and this was back on my 25 things airline pilots don't want you to know. I worked on B-52's KC-135 autopilot and compass systems, knowing that the electronics and mechanics and gyros of these systems have no other answer than the fact the Earth is flat. So this is a mechanic. This is a guy that works on airplanes. Why don't all pilots grow some balls and admit the Earth is flat, not just in private, but in public? 2, do not lie to your viewers. I'm not. The Earth's not flat. You're an idiot. And then somebody answered him, as you're hilarious, fly to 40,000 feet and tell me the Earth is flat. I've done that. You can see curvature of the Earth. Techno CSS says, even the people that think the Earth is a globe say you cannot see the curve at that height. Wrong. How about you fly above 385,440 feet, 73 miles, and tell me you didn't hit the dome? I dare you to watch 100% of this. The last quarter is most powerful. It's a YouTube video about a dome, about rockets blowing up when they hit the dome. The dome. So not only is the Earth is flat, but we're in a snow globe, and space is a Satan lie, according to this video. Satanic lie. So then another idiot says, how do you fly with the Earth's curvature? Do you keep nosing down is to stay at altitude? All right. Lift, weight, thrust, and drag, right? Those are the factors of flight. So thrust overcomes drag, lift overcomes weight. That's how it works. I know it's magic, and money. Money overcomes all of these things. That's how airplanes fly. So holy crap. Yeah. Okay. And it's a shame that Splint actually he told a story about a thunderstorm that he was tracking, that he was about to fly over. And because it was so tall, it looked like he was going to fly right into it. But because of the curvature of the Earth and the altitude that he was at, it looked like it until he actually got closer, and he realized he was well above it. I didn't post that because the audio was so terrible, and that's my fault. But I don't know what else to say. We're proving, okay, we landed on the moon, the Earth is not flat, and chemtrails don't exist. If any of those three things are a problem for you, you're an idiot. That's the answer. Okay, next question. Let's get off to something that's less stupid. All right, this comes from Raven. It's about civilian CFI. I found your YouTube channel, had a few questions. I'm currently a CFI, CFII, MEI civilian side. Those are flight instructor positions. With a BS in international relations. You know, the finger. Yes, I know the finger, Goose. I was looking into joining the Air Force Reserve or Navy Reserve as a pilot. I currently live in Honolulu, Hawaii. I'm able to join the reserves and apply for a pilot position if I didn't get my training in the military. If so, could you tell me, with my background situation, what would be the best course of action? Okay, first off, this has been a common question, actually. You cannot join the Navy Reserve as a pilot off the street. They don't have the pipeline program that the Air National Guard and Air Force Reserve have. It's not an option. So you have to have already been rated either by the Air Force, the Navy, Marines, etc. Already have wings to go to the Navy Reserve. So as far as having the ratings, it's absolutely helpful. And you know, your best course of action, if it were me, I would go to the Hawaii Air National Guard, flies F-22s, and go start rushing and get hired by them, especially already living in Honolulu. So that to me would be your best course of action. I hope that works out for you. This is something nice because I like nice things. Hey CW, just wanted to say your latest YouTube video was very informative. I live in Lincoln, California, and a friend of mine actually retired last year from flying the U-2 out of Beale. He and Splint probably know each other. Thinking back, I remember seeing the SR-71 take off from Beale when I was much younger and really missed those days. Anyway, I just wanted to give you another thumbs up on great content on your channel. Please keep up the great work, Scott. P.S. I'm the guy who sent you the email that you read about my son getting PRK a few months back. He passed his SIF test, is now his flight physical. Fingers crossed he makes it through helicopter training for the Army next year. That's awesome. Dude, this is what this is about. I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome. That's just amazing. Congratulations. Mover, I've been watching your YouTube channel for a while. I really love all the advice and insight you've given to prospective pilots. You're part of the reason I'm currently pursuing a career as a fighter pilot. I know you've already spoken on this in a couple of videos, but I had some questions about the pilot shortage. I'm writing a school assignment on the project and wanted to hear the thoughts of an actual fighter pilot in the matter. My questions are: 1. As a former fighter pilot in the Air Force Reserve, what are your thoughts on the pilot shortage? Did it ever affect you personally? If so, how? 2. What motivated you to become a pilot in the Air Force Reserve? 3. What shortcomings did you have as a pilot in the Air Force Reserve? 4. What motivated you to leave after your service commitment? Thank you for your time and your help, Kyle. Okay, number 1, pilot shortage. There is a retention problem, not a recruitment problem. There are plenty of qualified young applicants that want to become fighter pilots. There's no shortage on the pipeline side. However, there is a bit of a problem with production that the Air Force is slowly working through, and I think that's fixed. The biggest problem is retention, and although that hasn't affected me, it's affected some of my friends, and the problem is it's a culture issue, and there's a whole video I could make. It's probably a little political. I probably shouldn't make it, but it's a retention thing. It's very hard for the Air Force and the Navy to compete with civilian sector jobs like the airlines, where quality of life is better, pay is better, and they don't have to put up with some of the BS that you see on the active duty side. So it's more of a retention problem than a recruitment problem. Number 2, what motivated you to become a pilot in the Air Force Reserve? I wanted to serve my country. I wanted to be a fighter pilot, and I called around, as I talked about in how I became a fighter pilot video. I called around, and the Guard told me I needed to enlist, which I couldn't do at the time because I had a scholarship. And Air Force Reserve, I talked to T-Bear, who you've seen on this channel. Cool story. I actually got to fly with T-Bear last week for the very first time. We were actually in the same aircraft, which I thought was pretty cool. But he gave me a shot. I worked as a student hire, and that's how it worked out. So I just wanted to serve and be a fighter pilot, and that was the best path for me to do so. 3, what shortcomings did you have as a pilot in the Air Force Reserve? I don't know about shortcomings. The issue with the Air Force Reserve is once your orders and your seasoning from your pipeline and your training and all that's done, it's what's next. For me, there were no AGR, which are full-time positions available, and there were no technician jobs available when I finally finished seasoning. So there was a kind of a short time where I didn't really know how I was going to continue flying fighters on a full-time basis. And even when I went to the Navy Reserve, this was kind of a problem. So I guess the shortcomings are knowing kind of what's next once your seasoning and stuff is over. However, it's cyclical based on the airlines. So when the airlines are doing real well, it's very easy to find a full-time job. when I was going through, the airlines were not doing well, so it was very hard to find a full-time job in a reserve squadron because everybody was either furloughed or on military leave or whatever, getting away from the airlines. So it kind of ebbs and flows based on that. But I think that's the biggest challenge and shortcoming, is just it's not a guaranteed thing as far as orders go, like active duty. Number 4, what motivated you to leave after your service commitment? I didn't. I haven't left. I'm still a reserve fighter pilot, so I don't know how to answer that. But a lot of guys, the motivation is family and stability and going to a higher paying job. So anyway, thanks for your time and for your help, Kyle. Appreciate it, man. All right, so that's all the emails we got. If you want to send me an email, cwlemoine@cwlemoine.com. You can also reach me on Facebook, cwlemoine, Instagram, cwlemoine, or Twitter, cwlemoine, or you can join our Facebook group, the Make Them Tell You No Facebook group. Actually, before I get to that, there was actually a pretty good, I'm not going to say question, but discussion we've had. And it was from a member of the group that was asking about being a fighter pilot, how competitive they would be as a fighter pilot to go to the airlines. And he kind of took some backlash for it in the group. And it was kind of a teachable moment. So a lot of people now, because the airlines are doing well, are saying, well, how competitive would I be to go to the airlines after being a fighter pilot? And what the resounding answer from all the experienced fighter pilots in the group is that the military is not a stepping stone to anything. It is service, it is duty, and it is country. So you are signing over a blank check up to and including your life to Uncle Sam to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I've said this a bunch of times on this channel. It's also a calling. So you have to be willing, and T-Bear kind of put it best, you have to ask yourself, if the fighter pilot thing doesn't work out, am I okay with doing any job that serves my country? And if the answer to that is no, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons, because so many things can change over the course of your career. You could get medically disqualified and have to go do something else. The airlines could go bankrupt like they did. You know, you can have furloughs and bankruptcy and all that stuff for the lost decade, for 10 years where nobody was hiring, the pay was crappy, the people were having to float back to regionals, or they were just stuck in regionals because they couldn't float through. You need to go. Flying fighters is cool. It's the coolest job I've ever done, and I would not trade a second of flying fighters for any kind of airline seniority, because I enjoyed it that much and I felt like I had a higher purpose and a calling to go serve my country. But I would not expect to use that 10 years down the road. Now, it will, absolutely. You're going to be more competitive as a fighter guy with lower hours, lower minimums, because your training is so good. Even, you know, on the heavy side, you'll do well. Military trained pilots are sought after in the airlines. However, that's not what it's about. You have to be willing to serve your country. You have to be willing to serve the military and lay down your life for your country and the person next to you. And that has to be your focus. And you have to be thinking about, how can I be the best fighter pilot I can be right now, and not worried about what happens 10 years down the road, because so much can change. There are no guarantees, and you know, you may not even want to do the airlines after, you know, your 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or whatever you end up doing. So just something to think about. Just realize, when you're thinking about becoming a fighter pilot, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons and not just using it as a stepping stone. That's all I'm going to say on that. Okay, so here is the actual mailbag. I actually get mail. P.O. Box 8594, Mandeville, Louisiana, 70470, I think. And this is my Benchmade knife. Everybody always asks what kind of knives I'm using. But first one comes from C something. I can't read that. And it says, ooh, check this out. It's badass. Utah County Sheriff. Pretty cool. And it comes with, ooh, a business office. Business card. Cool, from Criminal Patrol. I'm not going to show you that, but it's a This is off. CW Lemoine. Sorry this has taken so long. I found out today that the new patches that we were supposed to be switching to this year were put on the back burner for focus on our 140-year celebration. I also enclosed a challenge coin to add to your collection. On a side note, I finished reading Spectre Rising, Avoid, Negotiate, Kill, which I really enjoyed both books. More so Spectre Rising because I really enjoyed the technical writing aspect of the aviation combat. Thanks for sharing your creative writing skills. If you ever want someone to play DCS with, fair warning, I'm not very good. Or if you ever find yourself making your way towards Utah and would like to grab a bite to eat, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. Stay safe. Dude, this is awesome. Thank you. And here's another patch. So this is the 140 years. That's pretty cool. And here we go. Badass. Honor, integrity, courage, loyalty. Pretty cool. Thank you for sending me that. I really appreciate it. I will be sending you something in return, and please be safe out there. You know, I wear the thin blue line stuff. I still do the sheriff's deputy stuff, and it's dangerous. I mean, there's been a lot of officer-involved shootings, officer-involved, you know, there was an execution in Fayetteville the other day, and, you know, we had one locally. So it's just a very dangerous time to be in law enforcement, but thank you for what you do, and please be safe. All right, next one comes from Lynn, who is a big fan of the channel. She's sent stuff before, but I figured I would save this for this one. Let's see what we got today. Something cool. Last time she sent me the Corvette. Remember the Goodwrench Corvette? Check this out. Let's see. Thought you deserved an elf of your own. Happy decor. Oh, check this out. Cool. An elf. Elf on the shelf, huh? And it's a picture of picture I posted last year that Lynn made. So that's pretty cool. So, and a dog chew toy for. Let's see if they show up. Hey, buddy. You want that? Okay, here. You take that. He's back there. Trust me. He's right there. And then, oh, that's cool. I don't know where Sniper is. Here, Kaiser likes both of them now. And a card. That's so nice of you, Lynn. I appreciate this. Very nice. I don't deserve my fans. They're all too nice to me. And this says, when we see the world not as it is, but as it could be, that's magic of Christmas. That's the magic of Christmas. Love your books. Thanks. Oh, this is from like a whole bunch of people. The mayor of Leesburg. How cool. Merry Christmas. Let's see. Enjoy your books a lot and love your dogs. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Keep moving to a great guy. Have a very wonderful holiday. A fan. To Mover, it's people like you who make that magic last all year. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. As wonderful as you deserve. Some of your Florida fans. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Mover, keep writing. Lynn. Hi, Sniper and Kaiser. Hugs. We enjoy your YouTube videos as well. Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. You guys rock. Again, I couldn't do it without. This has been a very magical. There's no more. He thinks there's going to be Treatos, but actually somebody sent treats. I should have opened that, but she's incognito with the Skunk Works, so I don't know if she would have wanted that on here. But anyway, thanks so much. So if you want to send something to the Mover Mailbag, P.O. Box 8594, Mandeville, Louisiana 70470. And CW Lemoine, cwlemoine.com, all the Facebook, social media stuff. If you need to find it, it's all going to be in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a great week, and we will see you next time. Excuse me. Oh, no. Oh! About a lot of that. Really quiet with the doors off. All pots too. Don't be a douche. That's rule number 1. Make them tell you no.